Alex, far-left Congresswoman Ilhan Omar believes that America is becoming one of the worst countries in the world. Let's take a listen to what she had to say.
I mean, I grew up in a dictatorship. And I don't even remember ever witnessing anything like that. To have a democracy, a beacon of hope for the world to now be turned into one of the worst countries where the military are in our streets without any regard for people's constitutional rights, while our president is spending millions of dollars propping himself up like a failed dictator with a military parade. It is really shocking, and it should be a wake-up call for all Americans.
So one of her big concerns is that there was a military parade marking the 250th anniversary of the US Army, and that coincided with the president's birthday. And she claims that, holding this parade, honouring veterans, makes Trump a failed dictator. I thought Whoopi Goldberg was bad, but at least, she's being direct and honest about how much she frankly hates America, straight up saying it's one of the worst countries in the world.
Well, first of all, Ilhan Omar is from Somalia, and there's evidence that she married her brother. And she's talking about parades. I'd like to see a pride parade in Somalia. That does not happen. So her fifth world, not even third world, not even fourth world, fifth world country where you can't even be an open homosexual. You could be punished by death, theoretically, where she's from. So she wants to talk about how her country is better than America. Give me a break. America is a billion times better a country to live in, work in, and just do business in. Anything in America. And no offense to Somalia. I'm sure there's some great Somali people, but we're comparing apples and oranges when you compare the United States of America and a fifth world country like Somalia that literally doesn't even have gay rights. So give me a break. Ilhan Omar, she should be ashamed of herself. And she was empathetic to the terrorists on 9/11. So she's just honest. She hates this country. And that's a sad reality, is that we actually have politicians that are sitting currently in power that hate the country in which they're serving.
Clearly.
It's just so redundant or counterproductive.
And they're being open about it. They're literally telling us how much they hate the country.
It's sad, but it's a real thing. And they're not even hiding it. Some people aren't.
Well, let's talk about California Governor Gavin Newsom. Of course, he failed California earlier in the year during the fires. He failed once again during the LA riots, but that is not stopping him from attempting to become the leader of the Democrats as he eyes off the presidency in a few years' time. He's now launched a Substack. Take a listen to this.
There's so much mis and disinformation out there. There's so much noise. I don't need to tell you that. So the question is, how do we break through all of that noise and engage in real conversations? And that's why I'm launching on Substack. I hope you'll follow me so we can continue to engage in a two-way conversation at this critical moment in our history.
I don't know if that's the best ad for his Substack. It kind of freaks me out, but it comes after launching his podcast. So how's it going to go for him?
Well, I liked his podcast that he actually had some people with different viewpoints. I thought the podcast with Charlie Kirk was good, and where he talked about how women, shouldn't have to deal with playing against biological males in sports. And he said that there was an unfair advantage. But when I see a guy like the governor of California making a Substack, dude, you're not Tucker Carlson. Go be a governor. I don't know why he wants to always be on TV. He literally wants to have your job. He would rather be hosting for Sky News, I feel like, honestly, than be the governor. Because if you look at just the homelessness problems, the state's on fire, people are moving out as fast as possible, and that they're basically just being held up by these huge tech companies. If California, the northern part of California, didn't have these massive tech companies, California as a state would theoretically be on life support. So Gavin Newsom is the only guy that can continue to fail upward. And now with this Substack, I hope it gets hacked. I mean, nobody wants to read it. Go be a governor. You don't need to be a journalist. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, well said.